gets the troops right to the line, and on the first down throw, goes down the middle, and it's a touchdown for Rylan Rodalonis. 13-0 lead on the board in the first quarter. Jackson again looking for fish, and this time the pass is on the money. St. John's Prep.
Wow.
This one's good! And intercepted by Anthony Caruso. And here he goes. The quarterback is on the loose. Four-man rush. Throws across the body. Looking for Peters. He's got him on the run. And look out. Inside the 10, the 5, touchdown Exeter. Blitz up the middle. This one intercepted. Picked off in the flat. It's Lynch. Snap, hold, kick, up, and good! Got a first down and then some. He's got a burst to the right side. He's inside the 20, inside the 10. It's the Bolin. Great cut. He's going to turn on the Jets. Morrison again through the hole. Look out. On his first carry tonight, the junior Brooks Connors is gone.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Bedford. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. It's the Bishop Guertin Cardinals and the undefeated Bedford Bulldogs here in week number 7. Two Division I teams, both with the same goal, and that's to make a deep postseason run, get to the championship game, and win the whole thing. That's realistic for both of these teams. Bedford, as I mentioned, 6-0, 6 double-digit wins to begin the season. The Bulldogs, of course, ran the table last year before bowing out in the semifinals. Bishop Guertin, they caught their first loss just last week in the final minutes against Nashua South, 28-24, the final there. Big crowd already on hand here, Steve, as we expected, and this one should be a kind of a watershed mark game, so to speak, a measuring stick for both these teams.
Yeah, you know, at the beginning of the year, you know, you have certain wins and losses that don't really, you don't get too worried about as long as both teams are in the game. But by the time you hit right now, you're in midseason, well into the stride, actually beyond midseason in the last third now, starting officially tonight. And you're in a situation where you got a 6-0 team that has beaten Nashua South, and then BG, who has not beaten Nashua South. That's the one area where you can look at to kind of see where these teams were. But however, Bedford did that in the beginning of the year, and BG just lost to South last week. You could throw that twist in there. But one thing for sure, it's been going on for almost, in 2 years, it'll be 2 decades, where BG and Bedford have clashed, and it's always a classic as the Bulldogs come out of their tent, Nick. It's going to be a good one tonight. Anything could happen.
One of the more dramatic entrances we see statewide. Bedford coming out of the inflatable Bulldog jaws. And the flag bearer is senior Brody Helton. Hands it over to his classmates in the crowd and rejoins his teammates on the sideline ahead of this kickoff. Coming up, national anthem, coin toss, and then kickoff at 7 p.m. local time. BG and Bedford coming up next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Maybe it's leaning too close to your home. Maybe it's not healthy. Or maybe you just don't like it there. No matter what the reason is, if you need tree work or pruning, call Accurate Tree Service. They have the right equipment and expertise to properly diagnose, treat, or remove trees, no matter how difficult the terrain. Perhaps simple, careful pruning by our certified arborist is all you need to manage your trees and shrubs. When it comes to your tree care, contact the full-service tree care experts today. Accurate Tree Service, because you only get one chance to take a tree down right.
Are you a quarterback who is ready to take your game to the next level? Well, then it's time to join TKQB Academy. Founded by former UNH standout Trevor Knight, TKQB Academy has worked with student athletes from around New England, helping young quarterbacks to reach their full potential. TKQB Academy offers one-on-one and group sessions that will help you instantly improve your accuracy, timing, mechanics, and footwork. So be the best QB you can be at TKQB Academy. Call 603-732-7194 or reach out on Instagram at TKQBA. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
We are ready to cook in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you from Bulldog Stadium. Undefeated Bedford looking to stay that way here in week number 7. BG looking for a quote-unquote upset on the road, trying to avoid their second straight loss. Steve, what do we look for? Give us some keys both ways tonight.
Well, as far as BG, it's pretty simple. You have to tackle Brody Helton. You've at least got to bump him or force him to slide step uncomfortably, because if you just let him slide step, he can still go upfield 100 miles an hour right out of his plant step. So you've got to slow him down coming the line. The problem is you got two great receivers, and you've got Bennett Matthews that can run the ball, throw the ball, roll out, extend plays. They have a hard job ahead of them, but they're up to it. They got the size on the line, Nick, that I haven't seen a lot of teams match up to the Bedford offensive line. I'm not sure that BG can or not, but I will tell you what I've seen so far is pretty darn good. To me, I think Bedford's going to face the best line they have so far this year. As far as Bedford is concerned, you got to control that Bowen to Bowen connection and the Bowen to Rocco connection. Those guys have been putting it together all year long, and if there's one area that I think that Bedford, I don't want to call them weak because they're pretty strong in everything, but I would attack underneath in the back of the linebacker core, underneath the coverage if they're retreating. And if they're starting to stack the box, then you go long, because to me that's the biggest strength they have.
53 degrees tonight. No wind here in Bedford. And still a few minutes before the scheduled kickoff, but we may be getting underway early here. We've seen that earlier this season.
And the last vestiges of color we got out there, and probably next week it's going to be gone, so enjoy it while you got it.
A good night.
Oh, yeah.
For some regular season football. Week number 7 statewide. We'll keep an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard. Of course, Bedford, one of just 2 remaining undefeated teams in Division I. The other is the defending champion. That's Pinkerton. We'll keep an eye on the Astros tonight as well. Bedford. Cardinals, they're going to get the football here, Steve. They want, I would imagine, to strike first, get that momentum going early if they can on the road.
When you're away against a perceived favorite, you got to score first. And because what that does is gives you a little bit of time to get adjusted. You get inside their head thinking, well, this team isn't going to be easy, because what you want is Bedford not getting into that beast mode, that roll mode that they can get into with that powerful running game. And you know, one of the things about Bedford, Nick, is that's really relevant here is they've got a young runner in back of them, your guy, number 6.
That's the junior Brycer, so they've got a number of weapons. All right, here we go. Bedford is going to kick. Elijah Todd, the senior, gives it a good ride. It's going to land at the 5 and roll into the end zone for a touchback. as we get things going off the ground 3 minutes early here, 6:57 Eastern time. So the Cardinals, they'll trot out the offense. You mentioned junior quarterback Nate Bowen, 6'2", 205, a dual threat.
Completely.
And he's been productive so far through 6 games in 2025.
Well, one of the things that both these quarterbacks, Bennett Matthews and Bowen, they both can do is extend plays. And, this is becoming a part of this football game where extending plays is becoming a huge asset that is expected out of a young quarterback at high school and college level.
And here's the Cardinal offense. They're going to spread it out. 4 receivers. 1 running back. Bowen in the gun. Bedford with a 4-man rush. On first down, they fake the handoff. Left side run across the 25 and rolling up to the 27 goes Bowen. A good first down chunk there, 7, maybe 8 yards.
You're going to see here Bowen doesn't waste any time to show one of his greatest assets, and that is decoy on the ball. He fakes so well, he did it there.
It's good for 8. Cam DeSantos credited for the tackle for Bedford. Cardinals stick to the ground. Bowen not going to get there. Trying to find the 30. Stopped about a yard shy. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. Good job swarming to the football there. Paul Gaudreau, the junior, leading the charge for the Bulldog defense.
Camden Sanchez coming in, sliding across and scraping and filling the hole so he couldn't go inside. They're a great linebacker core for the Bulldogs.
A couple early stops for Santos. Bedford looking for a stop here. They're going to crowd the box. 3rd and 1. Quick hitter. Somewhere in that pile is the ball carrier who's got the first down up to the 34-yard line.
3 plays, arguably 3 wins here for the BG Cardinals, Nick, on the offensive line. They are big, they're strong. You can tell they're pumped out. They're coming out low. Good cadence call by Bowen, and so far they've won the line of scrimmage 3 plays in a row.
That was Jonah Feliciano, the 5'11", 205-pound senior. Able to move the sticks. First down and 10 out of the gun. Bowen, quick strike. Catch made in the slot. First down. Fighting uphill to midfield.
Good
goes the
running.
receiver. Ball may have come out at the end. Bedford says they have it. The officials yet to weigh in. Bulldog defense still adamant that they recovered that fumble. The officials
we're gonna see
are now going to get together. Our referee tonight is the veteran Dan Moylan. And he says Cardinal ball and Cardinal first down at the 50-yard line.
Let's take a look here. He switched hands there.
By the way, that was Sam Fayed,
Still
the receiver.
has possession there.
Bulldog 48.
Yeah, his knee is down. Looks like his knee is down, Nick, just as the ball comes out. Good communication there by the officials.
Gain of 17. First completion for Bowen. Back to the ground, stretch run. This is Logan Curran, the junior. Trying to get around the corner, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. 1 yard gain there.
Yeah, one of the things he's got to do, Nick, when he comes down the line, first daylight, he's got to cut up field. You're not going to beat Bennett Matthews outside. It's just not going to happen. He need to cut right into the grain right there, and he's trying to stretch it east-west. And that's just not going to work tonight against this team.
So Matthews makes the tackle out of the secondary. That sets up a 2nd down and 9. Cardinals go back to the shotgun look. Bowen in trouble. Down he goes. Sacked as Bedford's Alex Bissonette gets home, the senior. Makes a good one-on-one play there. Big loss, 3rd down and long on the way.
Just a great defensive call. Had 2-on-1 on number 77, Nalen. He had to choose one. He got one of them, but the other was right on the back of quarterback.
So Bowen needs to make a play now. 3rd down and 14. Nearly 3 minutes into the game. It's the opening drive. We welcome those of you watching and are simulcasting tonight with Nesson Nation. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals, and our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Screen pass. Back into Bulldog territory, but down at the 45-yard line, well short of the first down goes Hutchin Schmidt.
You're going to look here. Nice response call. They're starting to stunt, stack the box, and what you do here is you throw it right over the top. Nice yardage. If he could have kept his feet, he would have had his first down. But still a nice play. 4th down, they're going for it.
They're not going to go for it. They're going to drop back.
Oh, they drop back.
The quarterback slash punter. That's Bowen, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to go for it.
Low snap, fields it off the turf and gets off a line drive punt that's going to roll inside the 20 before it's fielded by the Bedford return man, who jumps up to the 24-yard line. That's Matthews. And that's where he'll bring out his offensive teammates here. The quarterback, the dual threat, the 4-year starter, on his way to Duke next year to play lacrosse. And, of course, he's also the coach's son and a player to watch tonight.
He's a player to watch, and no matter what sport he plays, Nick, he's such a smart, heady athlete, and then also has the strength and the athletic skills to be able to work out what he's got going on right in his head, because he's a sharp football player as well as lacrosse, and gifted.
He's got Brody Helton behind him. That's his classmate in the tail. Helton's going to get the toss on 1st and 10, and a good tackle.
There you go.
That's in the backfield for a loss of 1. It's just a good form tackle. Sam Fayed, the senior, up to the task there.
But watch the separation he gets here. He gets separation on his defender off of number 2, Dylan Belak. And he was able to, and Brody's tried to go inside, Nick. That's what we talked about, major key to the game. First run here, they got it done, but it's a long game, and Brody Helton gets a lot of carries.
Officially a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12. Fans still making their way in here. Matthews, another toss play, this time to the right side. Helton goes around the corner, up to the 30 before he's spilled out of bounds at about the 31. Tackled inbounds officially along the boundary. And an 8-yard gain is going to set up what looks like a 3rd down and 3 coming up for Bedford.
Good run there by Brody Helton, but a very good job out on the edge. You just saw right there, out on the edge. He holds his ground and he contained, forced the run inside, and we're able to bring him down with 3rd and 3. So still not a good offensive play, but not a bad defensive play either. Big down here.
3rd and 3. 1st down marker at the 35-yard line. First possession for Bedford. BG looking for a 3 and out. Matthews going to survey, plants the foot, goes up the middle, and has the 1st down.
Yeah, nice choice right there. He looked for daylight. He knows he only needs 3. Nice. Watch him plant his foot and cut up here. You're going to see him break, forces the linebacker to the outside contained position, then cuts in off of that. Uses his wall of offensive linemen. Watch the cut. Watch this turn. Great job by Bennett Matthews. Knows where the first down marker is.
So a 6-yard pickup for Matthews keeps the drive going for Bedford. Durso in motion. He's going to get the handoff. The junior on a stretch run. Turns upfield. Gets up to the 45-yard line before he's met by a couple of white jerseys, including Fayed, who's got now 3 tackles on the drive defensively for BG.
Well, stamina is going to be a big part today with BG. They want their defense off the field. A lot of guys playing both ways here, so this plays into Bedford hands when you start getting 2nd and 3, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1. This really benefits them as they can burn the clock, especially when they can hit the end zone with a score.
So the first carry for Durso results in 7. That sets up a 2nd down and 3. BG flirting with the blitz here, and now we get a whistle. Flag on the play.
Wonder what that is.
We hear from Dan Moylan. First penalty either way is a false start against Bedford. 2nd and 3 becomes 2nd and 8.
That'll make it 2nd down and 7.
Well, that's a big item there for BG. Now it's a totally different look, but they've got to stop Brody Helton and Bennett Matthews at the line of scrimmage. They got to key on those guys. If I was looking, from BG's standpoint, let somebody else beat you, not those 2 athletes. If you can hold those guys to low yardage, you have a chance to win the game.
3 receivers all to the strong side left here for 2nd down and 8. Toss play, Helton trying to get to the corner. Stiff arm, hanging on for dear life is Fayed, helped out by his teammate Feliciano on the takedown at the 44-yard line. Pretty solid job by the Cardinals there. 3rd down, and it looks like 5 coming up.
You said it, Nick. Fayed does a great job holding on here and containing. Look at the contain. He fights for it, and then he gets support coming in from Feliciano. That's just a nice tackle right there. This is what you want if you're BG. You want those 3rd down and 5s, 3rd down and 6s. and one of these they're going to have to stop. I mean, give BG credit. Their offense did a good job there, but got to hold Bedford here.
Yeah, Cardinals picked up a first down, ate up nearly 4 minutes on the game's opening drive, had to punt ultimately. And now on Bedford's first possession, we see a flag come out here on 3rd down and 4.
It is a false start.
And that looks like the second such infraction against the Bulldog offense. They were called for a false start a moment ago as well.
Max Moynihan, number 76, going off the field right now, did a great job pointing to the offensive lineman that did move. That's always important to do. If you see it, immediately get on it so the referee, you use the best tools you can to get the referee to go your way.
If you see something, say something, right, Steve?
Or even maybe if you don't see something, say something when there's a flag thrown.
Meanwhile, first quarter game clock continues to move here. Just over 4 minutes remaining. We're scoreless. Again, one possession each way. Bedford, they began this drive back at their own 25-yard line. First down stick is at the Bulldog 48. 3rd down and 9. Matthews with Helton to his right. Just a 3-man rush here from BG. Matthews going to tuck, met, and dropped at the 35-yard line. Cardinals get home. Sam Doty, the senior, with a big bear hug to drop the Bedford senior at the 35-yard line, 4th down.
Bennett is shaking. No. He wants to go for it on 4th and 12 or 4th and 13. He's a competitor, but you can't do that. One other thing I would advise Bennett Matthews not to do is try to stand up there and fight in risky positions while guys are piling up on you. You've got to learn to go down because one play can end your season. If they have you, they wrap you, you've got to go down.
Cardinals fired up. Doty with the big sack. And
great defense.
Forcing the punt with a little over 3 minutes remaining in this opening period from the 20-yard line.
Nice
another boomer from Elijah Todd. It's going to land near the Cardinal 30, take a roll down to the 28, and ultimately be whistled down at about the 27-yard line. So both defenses here in this first quarter seemingly up to the task. And that was really the big storyline going in. How many points would we see tonight? High point total expected, but these defenses came to play here in week number 7.
Yeah, I think the BG offensive line won that war. I don't think the Bedford line won that war. BG line's looking very good right now, but how does, Coach Donahue was as good as they get on defensive calls. He makes some great defensive stunt calls and some blitzes to get that offense of BG off the field, and BG executed, slowing down Bennett and Brody Helton.
Can the Cardinal offense move the ball? The question now, they rely on the junior quarterback, Bowen. He's up to the 35. He's still fighting at the 36. He's carrying several players with him all the way up to the 41-yard line.
This O-line
enough
is
for
real.
A Cardinal first down, a 13-yard pickup with a lot of yardage coming there after contact for Bowen.
Offensive line here for BG's the real deal, Nick. They're winning the push of war against Bedford right now. I'd say that's 8 out of 9 plays, offensive plays, that BG has won that battle. And they're going to have that to match up against Bedford's athletes, Nick. No question about it.
Bowen's been a big piece of this pie, as expected. 2 completions, 3 carries. Here's his 4th rush.
What a hit.
Whacked at about the 46 as Helton comes from the second level, drops the boom.
Well,
still a pretty good run, though.
That's
at the end of 4, maybe a 5-yard pickup.
That's a good run, but you know what? That's a tremendous hit by Helton. Now watch how he does it. He comes through the hole, he breaks down, and bang. Actually, he got hit by 2. There was somebody else, I believe number 1 in there.
Yeah, Connor Sturgis.
Connor Sturgis is in there laying some wood down as well.
Yeah. Group effort there defensively for Bedford. Still a 5-yard gain for BG. And on 2nd and 5, they've got a toss. First carry for Will Adams, the freshman.
Nothing.
It's going to be a loss of 1.
You're going to watch.
Bedford's Braden Calkins claimed to have the football, but they're going to say he held on to it. So 3rd down coming up after the 1-yard loss.
Yeah, watch this replay. You're going to see him run into the wall. You want to run inside that wall. There it is right there. He needs to stay inside and grab the 2 or 3 yards you can get, and he tried to, believe the wall was going to push forward, and it did. Nice job by the Bedford line, how to stand up.
Sturgis there again. Counting down towards the final minute, first quarter. 3rd down and 6. Bowen on the rollout, eyes downfield, fires a laser, and there's the catch. Wow. Rocco Roy right near the sticks. The officials not signaled first down yet. There it is. First down, BG.
Yeah, watch Nathan. He extends play just like Bennett. He fires a BB right in the breadbasket. And great job pulling both hands in to bring that down. Nice catch.
7-yard pickup for Rocco Roy, the 5'10 junior. First down. Less than a minute to go, first quarter. And Bowen going to pump the brakes a little bit here and look toward the sideline. 2 receivers set, 2 receivers each side. As BG continues to spread it out. Another quick throw, another catch. It's Faid. Wrestled down immediately by the man in coverage, Cody Byer. What looks like a 5-yard pickup to set up 2nd and 5.
BG doing, Nick, here just what we talked about as a key to the game. If you want to attack Bedford in the passing game, don't try to beat them long. Get behind, pass behind those linebackers, and when they start retreating on the defensive backs, throw underneath that, and that's what they've been doing 3 out of the last 4 plays, and they're executing.
2nd down and 6. And BG with one eye on the clock here. They can choose to end the quarter without a snap. We're down to 5 seconds. And it looks like we will indeed end the first quarter scoreless. Cardinals holding their own through 12 minutes here in Bedford. BG looking for points when we come back. Second quarter on the way. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
No score as we head to the second quarter. Bishop Guertin looking good so far. Defense held up, able to move the football on both drives. This run play rejected by the Bedford defense as Feliciano is going to get forward progress down to the 41-yard line. Looks like a 3rd down and 4 coming up. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Undefeated Bedford looking for their 7th straight win. BG, after suffering their first defeat just a week ago, trying to get back to playing winning football on the road. 3rd down and 4. Packed Bulldog Stadium. Electric atmosphere tonight in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Meanwhile, Bowen continuing to take his time here pre-snap as the Cardinals have really grind down the play clock on this drive in particular. Handoff is to Curran, right side run, and he is locked down at the 40. Only a yard there as Bedford rallies to the football. Helton leading the charge. 4th down and 3 on the way, Steve.
Well, Bedford's defensive line now doing a much better job controlling the gaps than they did the first set of downs earlier, Nick, in the beginning of this drive actually. But they're stiffening it up right now, and BG, that double wing, you know, you try to use it as a run game, and then they go to more of a spread offense to pass it. Seems to me they were moving the ball, passing it pretty well with those short, quick passes.
They're going to need one here on 4th down and 3 officially. 4 receivers set, 3 to the right side. 4-man front for Bedford. Helton is going to blitz as well. Quick throw for Bowen, right side.
What a catch.
Diving catch is made by his brother Jake.
First down.
That's the freshman Jake Bowen to the rescue. A great hands catch there at the 36.
We talked about that on our Gridiron show last night, Nick. Tune in, folks, to that every Thursday night at 5:30. And we talked a little about that with Roger, about that Bowen-to-Bowen connection. It's a big part of this offense.
First catch for Jake comes at the right time. 4th down and 4. It's a 5-yard pickup to keep the drive moving. And again, 3 receivers set. Hudson Schmidt, the ball carrier. No, they fake the Schmidt. They keep it with Bowen. And he's tripped up, stumbles his way across the 30 down to about the 28-yard line as Brendan Krause got a piece of him.
Well, that's all Nathan Bowen right there. Watch him. He just slide step right there. Good job using his hands. And he trips up. I don't know who that was that tripped him up, but
Krause.
that was who was it?
Brendan Krause.
Brendan Krause. Big play by Brennan right there because there was a lot more yards there, Nick, to grab.
In the end, an 8-yard pickup, 2nd down and 2. Tight formation here. Toss, Curran, 3rd carry, and that should be enough for a 1st down. Tackled in the hole at the 25-yard line.
Well, when you see a team, every player on BG double grasping the football the whole way and actually sacrificing some agility to be able to do it, they know that the turnover game they cannot lose tonight. And so far it's working for them because they've been able to hold on to the football.
No turnovers either way.
Nope.
Bowen on 1st and 10 follows the right guard, and again there's a wave of black to meet him at the 23-yard line. A 2-yard pickup, 2nd down and 8. Helton another tackle from the 2nd level. Had help again from Cody Bayer.
Brody Helton is just as good on defense, Nick. He's amazing. One of the things there that 15 minutes into this game, Nick, and you can't help it. I mean, Nathan's got in terrific condition, but Nathan Bowen is expending a lot of energy right now, fighting these every yard out. But incredible athlete. Hopefully for BG, he's got the stamina.
He's got a team-high 6 carries so far in this first half.
A lot of work. And a lot of heavy running, hard running.
This is a lengthy drive as well. Over 6 minutes, including the first 4 here in the 2nd quarter.
Big.
As Hudson Schmidt tackled there by one of the biggest players on the field. That's the senior Connor Flaherty.
Well,
2-way star for Bedford with a good tackle. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, you want to see a Warren Sapp here at high school level. Watch this. Look at the double gap control, separation. Look at that separation, colleges. That's what you look for in a runner who's so in a defensive lineman with that kind of strength, gets that kind of separation, control the whole area.
3rd and 8.
Great
4-man rush. Bowen with time goes down the middle, and there's a touchdown.
Wow, great
for the receiver, Sam Fayed. He's over the top. Great touch on the pass. And Fayed, who's been good both ways in this first half, cracks the ice for Bishop Guertin. It's 6-0 Cardinals.
And the best play calls, Nick, are when nobody's even thinking they're going to call that. And that's exactly what they did. Defensive backs were starting to slide up, but I still, and they made the call, and just a great throw by Bowen. I thought it was going to get tipped, Nick, to be honest with you. But you look over here. Now watch this come down. Oh, that's great camera work, Matt. Great job.
22 yards through the air. And now Bowen trying to add the extra point. That one is good. 7-0 Bishop Guertin. So they cash in on their 2nd possession. A lengthy drive there. 75 yards. It's capped off with the 22-yard hookup from Nate Bowen to Sam Fayed. And BG quieting this Bedford crowd on the road in the first half.
2 keys. One was the offensive line has to maintain control, win the time of possession, obviously. Second thing is they needed to score first. That was another key to the game. They've done that, Nick. And third thing, for the most part, they've contained Brody Helton and Bennett Matthews to at the line of scrimmage, some good runs. They're going to get yards no matter what because they're just great. But if you can minimize that yardage and cut them down at the line or behind, all 3 keys, Nick, they've done so far in this game. And, of course, the key that you can call every single game, no turnovers, either team.
And no penalties.
No.
For the Cardinals either.
For the Cardinals, right. 2 motions for Bedford, right?
Bedford 2 for 10 yards. So 7-0. Just over 4 minutes gone by in this 2nd quarter. Bedford in a spot they are unaccustomed to being in, and that's trailing in a football game. Of course, the Bulldogs have won 4 state championships, 2 back-to-back in 22 and 23, undefeated last year in the regular season, before losing to Pinkerton in the semifinals.
Right at him.
6-0 to begin this season.
See what happens here.
And with a good amount of running room, it's Durso making people miss all the way to midfield. And that'll get the crowd back in the game. Tackled at the Cardinal 46-yard line. the junior Bryson Durso providing a special team
Do not
spark.
understand that for 1 second, why you would kick a line drive to a player who's right at the heels of Brody Helton and hasn't really played much and is fresh and ready to roll, and then you kick a line drive right into his belly with 15 yards to run before you even get touched. I do not understand that. Why in the world would you kick it to number 6, Nick? I don't get it.
Well, you trust your special teams.
Well, sorry. I don't.
Steve doesn't, apparently.
No, it's got nothing to do with trust. It just has to do with why would you kick it to a great returner like that? This kid is a tremendous athlete.
Durso's a threat. We see it there. He's tackled on the play by Brandon Reeves after a good return. 1st and 10. Matthews has got a hole, and he goes downhill inside the 40-yard line. It's a pretty good run there to set up a 2nd down and 8 as Matthews hasn't had a whole lot of running room in this first half. That's his longest rip.
Nope.
That was Bennett Matthews.
No, you were talking about the trust, Nick, and you make a good point. However, Bedford special teams on kick returns and punt returns are lethal, and they've just destroyed people with field position all year. And part of that is because of number 6, quite frankly.
Right. Bulldogs have had excellent special teams.
Excellent.
Under head coach Zach Matthews for several years.
Don't let their best, strongest part of their game beat you.
2nd down and 8. Helton, right side, and he's got a 1st down. Met by Fayed. Boy, at pad level big there. Both guys getting low.
Well, we always thought, our good friend Kip Jackson from Merrimack talks all the time about playing at pad level.
Right.
Well, right now, this is pad level right there, and 2 times 2. Wow.
At the Cardinal 33.
Not, though, before a 1st down for Brody Helton. So you may have made Brody pay, but he made you pay first.
By the way, Sam Fayed with the tackle, his 5th in this first half.
He's on fire tonight.
And, of course, he's got the touchdown catch on offense. BG with a 7-0 lead midway through this second quarter. But Bedford on their 2nd drive back on the march. Football at the Cardinal 33-yard line. 1st down and 10 out of the pistol.
What a play.
Run. And he's in trouble, and Durso goes down. First on the scene there for the Cardinals.
Number 76,
Max Moynihan, the 6'2", 228-pound senior, shot into the backfield like a rocket.
You just see why these teams are 6-0 and 5-1, Nick. There's no question why. No matter what happens here, this first quarter here and half of the second, better than half of the second, has been very entertaining football. And the hitting out there is everything you're expecting. There's a lot at stake here for both of these teams, not just record. There's a lot of pride here that comes when these two teams play each other.
5-yard loss for Durso, 2nd down and 5. Football backed up to the 38-yard line. 4-down lineman looking to get after it here for the Cardinals. Out of the pistol, handoff. Helton up the middle, spins his way to the 30 before he's taken down at about the 28-yard line. It's good for 10, and now a 3rd and 5 coming up.
You're going to see here number 76 from BG, Matt Moynihan, and number 71, Connor Flaherty. They just went at it big time, both of these guys. I think Connor got the best of it that time, but it was all in good spirit as they were, banging each other on the pads there afterwards. This is just great stuff here. A lot of friends here between these two teams, but not the next 40 minutes.
3rd and 5. Matthews to his right calls his own number. Gets a key block and gets down to the 20, maybe the 19. That's enough for a 1st down and then some.
Yep. Bennett Matthews, one of those players that when he runs the ball, he knows and feels the play developing from the blocking ahead of time, way earlier than most runners do. And with that, he's able to set up his plant foot ahead of time, and he knows where he's going, and he can smell green space.
Having a quick one-on-one with his father on the sideline. And this drive has looked good for Bedford.
Oh, very good. Yep.
All on the ground here.
Offensive line, really getting the job done on this run here. They're motivated.
Cardinals, meanwhile, looking for a stop. Football officially in the red zone at the 19. Matthews on a play fake, throws into the end zone. Touchdown, Bedford.
Come right back. That's what you got to do.
Belair, the junior, a touchdown catch and then a somersault roll out of the end zone in the celebration. Bulldogs respond just over 3.5 off the clock.
So you got
within a point here now. It's 7-6.
You got Bennett Matthews ripping off a run like 3 plays ago. And then what does he do? He goes back in the pocket, watch the mechanics in the set, and he waits for the receiver to get the space. What a great job. What a great timing of the throw. Excellent, excellent technique. Look at this. Look at the plant step. That is how you throw a football, folks, and at the right time as well.
It's a 19-yard touchdown pass. And the extra point off the right foot of Todd is up and good. So 7-7. Defense, the name of the game in that first quarter. Both offenses have come roaring back here in the second quarter. BG took the lead initially. Nick Bowen to Sam Fayed, 22-yard touchdown pass. Bedford 3.5 minutes later come back with a 19-yard hookup from Bennett Matthews to Dylan Belair. That is where we are, 7-7. Two of Division I's title contenders. Bedford, one of 2 undefeated teams remaining in week number 7. Pinkerton, of course, is the other. And Bishop Guertin hot on their heels with a 5-1 record. Their first loss came just last week.
Yep.
28-24 in the closing minutes against Nashua.
And that was 28-24, so that wasn't a blowout by any means. Both of those teams, South and BG. And that was a hard-fought game and a lot of tension between those two teams as they battled it out right through the end there.
Purple Panthers, meanwhile, right back in the conversation as well.
It's a big win for them.
They lost to Bedford in week number 2, have not lost since.
Nope.
4 games in a row, looking to make it 5 this weekend.
I don't think that was any surprise to me and you, Nick. We saw them. They're a good football team.
Helton with a spiraling kick. Play resumes. This is Jake Bowen, the freshman. And look out, he's got some room along the sideline. Spins away from Sturgis at midfield.
It's a freshman.
And he's back down to the Bedford 46-yard line. So Bedford, they got a special teams return of their own a moment ago.
Don't get my thing going on here, Nick.
To the opponent 46. And then the freshman Jake Bowen comes down and goes to the Bedford 46.
Well, you better chalk that. Nick does that once in every 11 years or something like that. So, anyway, you're absolutely right, Nick. I mean, you got to answer back. And the key there was he saw the lane and he went for it 100 miles an hour, and that's the key there.
Eventually tackled by the junior Cam Santos.
But not before a nice spin move to grab an extra 5 yards.
First down and 10 from the Bulldog 46-yard line. Inside of 4 minutes to go until halftime. Handoff on first down is going to be slammed shut. And they're lucky again to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of run room for Logan Curran. The junior has been bottled up in this first half. A 1-yard gain there, 4 carries for 6 yards.
And the one-on-one matchup with the defensive line, Nick, for Bedford have really been gradually getting better and better as the game has gone on. And right there, they control the line of scrimmage.
Flaherty given credit for that tackle. Second down and 11. Bowen, quick throw and a bobbled catch.
He got it, though.
By Rocco Roy is made at the 38-yard line. That's got the Bedford fans and the Bedford sideline upset.
Yeah, I don't know
Now the officials are going to recheck it.
Maybe Zach's right. I don't really get it. Looked
incomplete.
To me. Oh, they said incomplete.
They're going to change it. Incomplete is the call.
No, that's good communication.
Rocco Roy, usually very short-handed.
Let's see it here.
See there, that one hit him hard in the chest, and on the way down, not quite secure according to the officials.
We're going to see a better view here.
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know. That looked like a catch to me.
I thought he may have maintained control with that right arm.
Yeah, Zach Matthews went right out in the field, Nick, and going to argue his case. And sometimes you can get a call from that. So he was smart to do it. It was close.
Instead, we have a 3rd and 11. Bowen, another quick throw in a crowd. Bobbled, incomplete, but a flag is thrown by the back judge.
You're going to get an early hit in the back by the defender. I believe it was, I can't get his number. Is that number 5? Let me make sure I get that right there.
Cardinals go right back to Roy on
number
that 3rd
6.
and 11.
So that's
let's see here on the replay.
That's Durso.
Hard to tell from that angle. The contact well before the ball arrived.
They'll make it first down.
So it's a defensive pass interference.
I didn't see
against
that
Bedford.
on the receiver. That must have been on somebody else.
Well, it may have been off camera, but either way, it's a penalty against the Bedford defense. That's the 3rd penalty against Bedford in this first half.
But it's a 10-yarder, so, right?
I think it's a 15-yarder.
Oh, what is it? Then it was a personal foul then.
Well, pass interference is 15 yards.
Right. Could be either.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we go.
I just didn't see anybody interfering with the act of the receiver that caught the ball or dropped it.
Unless there was a shove.
Could have been.
Off camera. 1st and 10. Handoff. Schmidt, stutter step. He's inside the 30. Leans down to about the 29-yard line for a gain of 2. Before Helton and company are there again for Bedford.
Schmidt done a good job for BG. This is a tough defensive line to be an inside runner on because of what you just saw right there. They are big bodies. They know that a lot of linemen are designed to open up opportunities for linebackers because they may or may not be the best tacklers. Not the case with the Bedford Bulldogs. I'd argue both of these teams, defensive linemen, Nick, are good tacklers as well.
Yes, sir. Paul Gaudreau, a pair of stops unofficially in this first half. Same thing with Flaherty. Meanwhile,
Connor's had a couple plays tonight, Nick. I've watched him, and you see an individual matchup that this guy is. He's just controlling gaps tonight on that right side, and you got a lot of Division I interest, from my understanding, and it's no wonder why.
Meanwhile, the referee Dan Moylan checking on something along the home sideline. So we get a bit of a delay here with 2:42 to go before halftime. Coming up at halftime, stats, highlights, analysis, full recap, out-of-town scoreboard, plus on-field entertainment from the Bedford High Marching Band. That's all coming up at halftime. 7-7 here in our game of the week. 2:30 to go first half. And we are awaiting the green light here for an upcoming 2nd down and 8. There's the snap. Bowen with time throws, and there's Roy.
Throw.
Catch made inside the 10-5, touchdown Cardinals.
This passing attack, we talked about that.
A 28-yard hook up there as Roy atones for the drop a moment ago and shreds the Bulldogs secondary there. 28 yards to the house, and the Cardinals are back out in front 13-7.
Well, let me tell you, that's a first-rate pass right there. Watch Bowen, just like Matthews, in the set, nice pocket, and just throws a dart on the run full speed, and that's why he was able to get a touchdown. Number 4, Rocco Roy. We've heard about him. We talked about him at the beginning of the game, along with
extra point from Bowen.
With Bowen.
Up and good. So we've got a back and forth going on here with 2:14 to go. BG reclaiming the lead 14-7 as we get one more look at that 28-yard touchdown pass from Bowen to Roy.
Well, we talked about this on our Gridiron show on Thursday nights, folks. We were talking to Roger. We talked to Trevor about it a little bit, and we had him a couple weeks ago, Trevor Knight. And the quarterback play that we're getting entertained with this year, and really the last 3 or 4 years, Nick, coming out of the COVID era, or as you say, the COVID situation, the quarterback play we're seeing is just everything's elevating. We talked about the kicking game,
right.
Elevating. The quality of the football play that we get to see every single week is just on an incline here in southern New Hampshire and all across the state. We're going to see a good one tomorrow night. I know you're going to talk about that.
Yeah, 2 of the best programs in Division I on display tonight in our game of the week. 2 of the best programs in Division II.
We'll be there.
Are on display tomorrow afternoon. We take a ride up north to Plymouth as undefeated Souhegan takes on undefeated Plymouth at 1 o'clock in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week. Well, they took your advice, Steve.
Just give it to them.
They did not want to kick to the deep return men for Bedford. Bryce Durso burned them a moment ago. They kick it out of bounds. They'll take their first penalty of this first half instead.
Oh, just a little edification. You got back there Brody Helton and you got Bryson Durso. Why in the green earth would you kick to either one of those people when you got blockers up front like Bedford does on their special teams? There's no question that BG's got a great kickoff team, but why would you even take the chance when you're moving the ball when you get it?
Yeah.
It goes to the 35-yard line instead of your own 35-yard line.
So, first and 10, Bedford with 2:14 to go here. Still all 3 timeouts as well in Coach Matthews' back pocket.
Good call by Coach Nail in there.
Meanwhile, somebody moved up front. as the flag comes out. And it's against, I think, the Cardinal defense.
We got a chance to talk to Coach Nalen, 3 weeks ago or so, and boy, does he seem like he's in a comfort zone now, finishing, third year. This is the time, like he even said, this is my team. This is the team that I've developed, since sophomore year. And boy, I'll tell you, it's progression. You look at the progression in this football team with Coach Nalen at the helm. Just terrific football. And of course, Coach Matthews got the toughest thing coming in after, a complete multiple championships, and does it on his own. Does this. It's amazing.
1st and 10, screen play, first catch. And we got ourselves a first down
nice
for the
play.
Bedford receiver all the way up to the 49-yard line. Landon Ellsmore checking in here with the catch.
Look at the vision. Look at the look. Look at the check off right there. Not the best thrown ball, but boy, does he do everything else right. And Bennett Matthews on fire.
In hurry-up mode, Matthews rolls out, hooks up with Belair.
It's going to be close, Nick.
He's near the first down marker. Let's see. They're going to spot him, I think, about a half-yard shot.
I think you're right on. That's a nice play out there.
Gain of 9 there.
Bennett doing a great job with his eyes and his head fakes on these passing plays, looking downfield, and then he's got an out pattern, and he waits till the last second, and his footwork as he nails the hammer with precision, hits his target.
2nd down and 1. Inside of 2 minutes, second quarter. 2 receivers each side. Matthews with time against the 4-man rush, going deep. Left side, Durso over the shoulder.
What an athlete this young man is.
Makes the grab at the 21-yard line for a 21-yard pickup.
What an athlete this young man is. He is terrific. Look at this. But, give Bennett Matthews credit. And how about that offensive line of Bedford? Bennett is sitting back there, Nick, and just looking and viewing the whole field. So not only are they stopping any penetration, they're actually cleaning the Bedford defensive line out, which did not happen in the beginning of the game. The pass rush of the defensive front of BG is not what it was the first 1.5 quarters here. So,
well, meanwhile,
it's a good drive for Bedford.
Still with 3 timeouts. Bedford slows down the pace a bit.
Yeah,
on
he's
1st
wide
and
open.
10. Out of the pocket goes Matthews. Inside the 10, cracked at the 5. And lands down at about the 3-yard line after a 19-yard scramble. Drew Redfern may have saved a touchdown there with the tackle for BD. And again, the Bulldogs back in a hurry-up mode. Sturgis coming hard off the field.
Yeah.
And now Bedford will huddle back up here. Clock continuing to tick inside of a minute 25 to go before halftime.
Well, this is a very good-looking drive. Same thing for BG last time. Game starting to turn into more of a shootout.
Yeah, we had a scoreless first quarter.
Yeah.
21 total points coming here in the second. It's the clock bleeding toward a minute. Handoff up the middle. Helton, he's held up. Stopped by Chmielewski at the line of scrimmage.
That's not an easy
senior
task.
linebacker. He's been one of their emotional leaders this season, and that's a stone cold tackle at the 2-yard line. That will force the first Bedford timeout to come here with 57 seconds remaining. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising, the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By TK QB Academy. Be the best QB you can be. Call Trevor Knight at 603-732-7194 or reach out on Instagram at TKQBA. By Accurate Tree Service, because you only get one chance to take a tree down right. For a free estimate, log on to AccurateTree.com. And finally, by Jewett Construction. Come join us to build something great. Planning, architecture, construction management. Find out more at JewettConstruction.com. And also Find out more about their trades scholarship as well. They've got
skilled trades.
Skills trade scholarship opportunity. Again, JewittConstruction.com. All right. Bedford did not score a touchdown on that last drive, but they still got a pretty good situation here. Second down and goal with the football inside the 2-yard line. Trying to tie this game. Helton hit, but rolls in across the goal line for the touchdown. Was met in the hole by Bishop Guertin's Bishop Kearns, the junior. But Helton is going to score. It's a 2-yard strike, and now Bedford an extra point away from tying the game.
Look at number big 71 here, just destroying and cleaning out the defensive tackle all the way down on the guard position on the right side. I mean, that might be worth looking at again afterwards. You want to see this big man clean it out for his running back. Wow. That is a two-player tandem right there.
Whoa, extra point is no good. That one off the upright, a rare miss for the senior kicker, Elijah Todd. And it's going to allow BG to remain out in front here, 14-13 with 53 seconds to go before the break.
I don't know if Ben can bring us that touchdown run, Nick, but wow. When you look at it, watch number 71 on the left side, left tackle. You're going to see it right here. Thank you. You're going to see, watch number 71. Look at that domination and drives him down in the other side of center. And look at that opening for him to be able to dive. Watch, now you're going to see it. Look at number 71. How in the world do you hold the gap with a guy like that blocking you out?
Tough
and that
task.
is why Division I's are looking at this young man. What a tremendous offensive lineman.
So, Creed leads the way up front. Helton gets the touchdown. Bedford does not convert the extra point. And that allows BG to stay out in front here, 14-13. The Cardinals still with all three of their timeouts remaining as well.
And not to take anything away from the rest of the offensive linemen there that get the job done as well. It's just...
Here's a squib kick. Goes off one of the up men.
I think Bedford got it. I'm sorry, Nick.
It's up for grabs, and we will see. Somewhere in the bottom of that pile, they're still fighting for the football. The officials trying to separate the players, and I think the Cardinals will keep it.
Number 76 got it. Max, was it Moynihan?
Yeah, Moynihan was played well on both sides. Makes a good special teams play there, to your point.
Well, number 8, Nick, was caught in a very difficult position where he couldn't move because his legs were twisted, Kevin Isidoro. And he was struggling there to try to get the ball. He couldn't, and that just let Bedford go. It looked to me like Bedford on the initial dive got in first, but Max Moynihan saves it for BG.
Cardinals with 49 seconds begin at their own 32-yard line with a dive play.
Yeah.
And that's not going to get much up to the 35-yard line. Meanwhile, pushing and shoving, and now a couple of flags are out after the play.
That could be, canceling fouls there, Nick. I know Bedford had a penalty. I don't know if both flags were thrown there.
It's just somewhere in the middle of that rugby scrum, it got nasty.
Just good, hard football here, and then sometimes the battles just continue to go beyond the whistle a little bit.
And, of course, both teams know what's at stake here. Bedford at 6-0.
Absolutely.
They don't want to lose any ground. Of course, if if the Cardinals do win the game, they would technically leapfrog Bedford in D1 West with a heads-up win.
So it's against BG. What I saw must have been the follow-up after the initial. And
so it's a 15-yard personal foul against the Cardinals.
You got to be careful here because Zach has 2 timeouts, if I'm not mistaken here, that he can call to stop the clock, and it's second. So he could get to 4th down. Let's see what happens.
2nd down and 25. Clock will resume. So the Cardinals can bleed it a bit if they want. Put Bowen under center. They run a run play up the middle and produce
protection football.
About 2 yards there up to the 27.
Looks like Coach Matthews is going to let it go.
I think so.
I get it. I mean, they're going to be able to. I'll bet you, Nick, if it was 3rd down, he would have stopped it because they would have been able to have a punt return. But they could have wound the clock off after the 2nd and 3rd timeouts.
But Bedford's okay. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. And BG is content with the football at their own 27-yard line. So that will bring us to halftime. Bishop Guertin with a 14-13 lead here on the road at Bedford, to the surprise of many here in the Bedford crowd. Coming up, stats, highlights, analysis, recap, out-of-town scoreboard, and on-the-field entertainment from the Bedford High Marching Band. 1-point game at the break, just how we like it, here in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. We're presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Maybe it's leaning too close to your home. Maybe it's not healthy. Or maybe you just don't like it there. No matter what the reason is, if you need tree work or pruning, call Accurate Tree Service. They have the right equipment and expertise to properly diagnose, treat, or remove trees, no matter how difficult the terrain. Perhaps simple, careful pruning by our certified arborist is all you need to manage your trees and shrubs. When it comes to your tree care, contact the full-service tree care experts today, Accurate Tree Service, because you only get one chance to take a tree down right.
Are you a quarterback who is ready to take your game to the next level? Well, then it's time to join TKQB Academy. Founded by former UNH standout Trevor Knight, TKQB Academy has worked with student athletes from around New England, helping young quarterbacks to reach their full potential. TKQB Academy offers one-on-one and group sessions that will help you instantly improve your accuracy, timing, mechanics, and footwork. So be the best QB you can be at TKQB Academy. Call 603-732-7194 or reach out on Instagram at TKQBA. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
meeting, so he knew he wasn't going to be back here by 7. Joe Colella. Remember him from? He used to be like coaches. It's a shame. We actually not good. We're bad. There's 4 teams. We're 5th place. I mean, that's how bad we are. We haven't had guys showing up, and I just think that we're thin on talent. So we're 0-3, and it's fine because. Are you busy tomorrow too? Oh. Oh yeah. Can you down yet? I think. Right. Yeah, no, it's good. I think we have enough to play. Last I heard, we had 10. That counts God. 9 guys in the field. So. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you need some reps. Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna try and make this.
If you make part of the game, that would be awesome. But yeah, we've got to smoke, I think, all 3 games.
Well, you're missing guys.
We missed a couple of guys last week. We're just not that good, to be honest. There were other Jack's team was missing 3 more guys. They go and get, I mean, it's good, man. In the 40s and 50s, it's supposed to be like an over 60 league, and it's morphed into just, hey, whoever can make it. Yeah, which is fine. I'd rather play than not play. But, I mean, Guertin ended up pitching against us, and he's 56 years old. It's like, I don't know. Using the people. But he shouldn't pitch. Yeah, but he'll pitch. Yeah, that's right. Halloween against Kate. No, they lost last week to National South. They're 4-1, 5-0. Yeah, they look legit. They actually look really good. So, I like it when the game's ridiculous. I know it depends on what your company's doing. Yeah. Oh, good deal day. It'll be a good day to play. Friends of Football would like to thank the following: the 1750 Tap House, Coca-Cola Northeast, Stonyfield Organic, Pepsi, Realty One Group, Learning Adventures, Melissa Suazo, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Barani Realty, Lux Living Real Estate, and Stonewall Photography. Thank you for your support during the football season. Here comes the winning number for the 50-50 raffle. You can
Bedford,
collect your winnings.
Bishop
Right
Guertin
behind the press box.
leading the Bulldogs
Winning number is
14-13 in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by
50-50 raffle
Beals
number
Insurance. A game with some big implications.
657
Here in week number
496.
7, Bedford, one of 2 undefeated D1 teams going into the week, trailing on their home field. At halftime, a situation they are not accustomed to in the least. Bishop Guertin, meanwhile, proving their bona fides. A 5-1 squad. Their first loss came last week in the closing moments against Nashua South. Well, a first quarter that featured the 2 defenses. No score through 12 minutes. 2 lengthy drives ate up most of that first quarter clock pretty quickly. Quarter number 2, BG comes alive. They march down the field 75 yards. They do it in nearly 8 minutes. And they cap off the drive through the air. Junior quarterback Nick Bowen hooks up with Sam Faid, 22 yards out for the touchdown. Extra point was good. Faid, the senior, 3 catches, 44 yards, including that touchdown in the first half. He also led the Cardinals defensively with 5 tackles. Bedford, after falling down 7-0, they got the answer in a drive that lasted just over 3 minutes. Bennett Matthews, big on the ground and big through the air, hooks up with Dylan Belair, the junior receiver, on a 19-yard strike to tie the game at 7 near the midway point, second quarter. Cardinals come right back down the field. They convert, I believe, 2 fourth downs on that drive, ultimately score again on a pass play. Bowen to Rocco Roy. 28-yard touchdown, extra point good, 14-7 with just over 2 minutes remaining. But Bedford goes into that no-huddle mode. They go down the field quickly. They set up a short 2-yard touchdown run for Brody Helton. But the extra point from Elijah Todd was no good, just the 3rd miss of the season for Todd. And it's a 1-point difference as we get set for the third quarter. Bishop Guertin 14, Bedford 13, and many eyes from around the state now are on this second half for sure.
No question, Nick. Double wing not really working tonight for Coach Nalen. Bedford's foiling the thing. Works for, when you can run the ball effectively out and all your sets out of it can work, but it's tough doing it, coming in and doing it here against a defensive line like this. Really what BG has is a very solid passing game from Bowen to everybody, and also a running game with Nathan Bowen himself. And that's pretty much the offense that from BG. I think if you told BG they were coming out in the third quarter 14-13, they'd like that very, very much. Bedford, no question, able to score almost at will when they needed to in that second quarter. Boy, did that second quarter open up. And boy, it's going to be interesting. My big thing in this game with BG's players, the amount they play both ways, as we talked about at halftime. My greatest concern, do they have the stamina? Well, it's cool out. There's a lot of motivation in there, a lot of heart in there. We'll see what happens. But Bedford did look like their offensive line was, winning the war against the defensive line in the second quarter.
Bowen, the kick. It's a spiraling. It's handover at the 10, 15, up to the 20. And ridden out of bounds near the 30 goes the return man.
That was Teddy LaPointe.
Teddy LaPointe. First time he's touched the ball tonight, the young sophomore, with a good return there. Sets up his team at their own 30-yard line, first down and 10. Well, this Bedford offense, they're used to exploding. Contained by their standards in that first half. Matthews unofficially 4 completions, 60 yards passing, did toss a touchdown, 4 carries, 43 yards. But perhaps the biggest surprise, Brody Helton, held to just 25 yards on 6 carries in that first half.
And that's why it's 14-13.
Here he goes, though, through the hole on 1st and 10. He's got a first down and then some. Ridden down across the 45 up to the 46-yard line for a 16-yard burst. That's his longest run of the afternoon.
Well, we're going to need to watch the fatigue factor. That was just great blocking up front, and Brody Helton knows how to follow blocks, as does Bennett Matthews. Watch how he look at the blocks up front, complete seal on the inside. So difficult to bring down. You give him that space, it's going to be a long second half for BG. But the first half, they did a heck of a job. We'll see what they can do here.
It was the sophomore Jackson Humphrey who got to him. Third stop tonight for Humphrey, the linebacker. On 1st and 10, stretch run. Helton slows down at the edge and gets buried by Chimalecki. A 1, maybe a 2-yard gain. Bishop Guertin will take that. Chimalecki, along with the defensive lineman Max Moynihan on the scene.
You're going to see containment here. I got to see who it was. But they not only did they contain, they fought for inside control. Look at this. I'll find out his number. That's just terrific work right there. He wanted to go outside and stretch it wide. Oh, I don't know who that was. Maybe we'll see it on another look. But, boy, what a terrific job there on the outside contain. Mike.
Yeah. The senior Matt Goldstein has played well along that defensive line. He was in the area.
Oh, you're going to see it right here. Look at that. That's number 20, number 2. Yes. What a terrific job by Sam. What a game that guy's been playing.
Sam Fayed, the corner. Meanwhile, movement up front. We get a flag ahead of this upcoming 2nd down and 7.
It's going to go against Bedford, it looks like, Nick.
First half totals penalty-wise, Steve, from that first half. Bedford, 3 penalties for 25 yards.
That's not what Bedford wanted in that situation. You get a little momentum built. You just get the ball. You want to run down and score and take the lead early as a home team in the early second half. And the penalties adding up here just a little bit for Bedford.
Yep, that's their 4th.
A little atypical.
4 for 30, BG 3 for 35 in that first half.
Not a usual situation here. A lot usually goes into that.
2nd down and 12 as a result. You got a man in motion. Now a handoff. No, a fake, a throw. Catch by Durso along the sideline, and he is airborne across midfield.
So
lands out of bounds at about the Cardinal 49-yard line. A gain of 6.
3rd and 4, something like that.
Got a 3rd and 6, it looks like. No, you're right, 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
It's actually a gain of 8 there on that play.
Yeah.
So a productive throw and catch. 5th completion tonight for Matthews.
I think the temperature, Nick, just dropped about 5 degrees the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Well, it was 53, I think, 53 at kickoff.
Yeah, the players
51 when we broke for halftime. It's now down to 49.
Players are going to love it because it just keeps them cool.
3rd down, low snap, pitch left. Helton has the first down with a violent run.
Violent because he knows they need the first down.
Able to lower that shoulder and deliver the blow at the tail end of that 7-yard gain for a Bedford first down.
Yeah, he knew he had to bring it and lower the boom there, and that's exactly. Watch the strength and power in which he runs. He runs violent. That was a great word, Nick. I like the pitch out. They're able to get him out in open space where he can get a couple one-on-one matchups defensively.
Feliciano
and he delivered.
Humphrey combined on the stop. Helton starting to get the legs turning here. 26 rushing yards on this drive. He had 25 through the first half combined. Now it's Matthews' turn. Dances to his left and is cut down at about the 39-yard line. Again, it's
27.
Humphrey.
Yeah.
That the young sophomore's
checking in.
A handful of tackles in this one from the linebacker spot. It's 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard gain for Matthews.
A lot of younger underclassmen, a lot of juniors, Nick, involved in this. A lot of freshmen with the young Nalen, number 77, Vincent Nalen. What a tremendous lineman he is as a freshman. You don't see that very often.
2nd and 7. 3 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter. Bedford with the football, trailing by a point. Bulldogs, one of 2 undefeated Division I teams left. The other is Pinkerton. We'll get some scores mixed in here in just a moment. Play action, Matthews going to throw to his right, and it's incomplete. Too high, too hot for the junior tight end, Zane Baskar. Incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 7.
A little battle here going on between number 17 from Bedford. I don't have that on the roster, Nick. I don't know if you do, but boy, a lot of battles going on after the play here, after the whistle. It's just these guys are amped up. They're trying to win their individual matchups.
Officials going to talk about it. As there was some action, as you mentioned, Steve, way down the field.
Either way, that would be a big penalty, Nick. Either way.
There's no flag on the play yet.
Yeah.
But now they're going to announce a defensive hold against BG.
That's a big one.
The penalty is against the Cardinals.
Yeah, there's the flag. All right, there was a flag on the field way back in the secondary at the 26-yard line. That's the hold against the Cardinals.
See that again, maybe. I don't know.
And that's the first penalty of this 3rd quarter against Bishop Guertin.
I don't know if we'll have it in the frame. Let's take a quick look at it. It was quite a ways back. I think when this play goes outside.
That'll be a 1st down for Bedford at the BG 29.
I don't know.
All right, 1st down. Football advanced to the 29-yard line after the Cardinal penalty.
Look like a couple of guys wrestling way away from the play.
Bedford going to stick with the run game. Helton to his right, jumps through the line and gets down to about the 25-yard line. 4-yard gain. In on the stop for Bishop Guertin was again Bishop Kearns, the junior.
Nice job by Helton. Look him read his blocks so well. We talk about it all the time. I know I never get sick of it. When you watch a runner that knows how to read blocks, Nick, as they develop and choose the right lanes, it's such a big part of getting the extra yardage.
And, of course, we know all about Brody Helton.
Oh, yeah.
Led the state as a sophomore in rushing. Had a tremendous junior campaign, and this year through 6 games for Bedford, 800 yards on 81 carries. He's going to bounce this left side on 2nd and 5, pick up the 1st down before he's run out of bounds just shy of the 10-yard line at about the 12. It's a 13-yard scamper for the senior Brody Helton.
Yeah, see, that to me, Nick, is the big thing with Brody Helton this year. I saw it in the Jamboree, is now he has the speed to beat skilled athletes on the outside. Before, what he would do is they would be able to maintain, hip-to-hip contain, and he'd churn upfield and use that tremendous strength and forward north-south motion. Now he can take some of the best athletes in the field, beat them around the corner. And that's something I don't want to say he didn't have last year, but he just dominates that this year. And that just changes the whole dynamic of him.
He's been the workhorse on this drive,
no
5
question.
carries. And they may call his number here on 1st down. No, they're going to follow the Helton block left side.
Like
Matthews getting lurched down to about the 6-yard line after a 6-yard pickup.
Just a well-designed play. You got Durso here, looks like going in jet motion, so that's going to take the defensive back with him. And then you have Brody Helton come up with a lead block with Bennett Matthew just on a keeper behind him. Those are the kind of plays that are so difficult to defend, and they wear you down. And when you look at Helton, such a very selfless player, unselfish player, loves blocking for his teammate just as much as does running the ball.
Faid with the tackle, his 6th of the night. Meanwhile, this drive eating up nearly 5 minutes for Bedford. 2nd down and 4 from the 6-yard line. Helton left side run, lowers the shoulder. He's down near the goal line, but not quite in. They're going to mark him shy of the goal line at about the 1-yard line, a 5-yard pickup.
You want to see a Division I lineman? Watch number 71, the tackle. That's out of the screen. He just completely blows him back. I mean, great job, getting some separation, but it was way too late by that happen. Connor Flaherty.
Checked in on both.
You couldn't see him there.
Defense tonight,
but he had his defender 5 yards down the field, completely cleaned out.
Meanwhile, third down coming up here. 3rd and goal from the 1. Bedford looking to take their first lead of the night. They trailed tonight 7-0.
I don't know.
And trail on the scoreboard here 14-13.
I don't know what's going on with Brody Helton coming off the field. They may be trying to. Maybe they could be trying to give him a little break, Nick, because of defense. I think
let's see what they dial up here.
I think he wants to run it in.
Yeah. Now Helton on the sideline. Cody Byer is in the backfield as the tailback here. Durso to the right of Matthews. Matthews calls his own number and gallops into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown. Bedford going to retake the lead midway through this third quarter.
Nice run.
An impressive drive to start the second half, puts the Bulldogs in front 19-14.
Well, we talked about it, Nick, towards the end of the second quarter, about 4 or 5 minutes left, maybe even 6 or 7 minutes, second half of the second quarter. Bedford just started winning the offensive line battle in a much wider margin. And to me, that didn't happen the first quarter and a half, Nick, and it just shows you fatigue. Yes, you get a little rest at halftime, but you still come out. And when you've got so many players playing both ways, that's a factor.
Bedford wants to go for 2. Trying to build a 7-point lead here. Football at the 2-yard line. Matthews on a quarterback keeper is into the end zone for the 2-point try. 21-14 is Bedford. They got the momentum now. The home sideline hopping, the home fans cheering as well here in week number 7.
And a sigh of relief from Coach Matthews on the sideline right there. Didn't really want to go in down 14-13, but knows that if they can come down and score with a solid drive like you just saw, that was a power drive. That wasn't a finesse drive. That was just power up front and great running backs, including Bennett Matthews at the quarterback position. One thing that's surprising is they're really not running Durso that much. They're using him primarily as a receiver and doing a great job on defense. This is pretty much Brody Helton show tonight. And
at least it was on that drive.
On that drive, that's what I meant, in the second half.
6 carries in the first half total, 6 on that drive alone before it was capped off by the quarterback, Bennett Matthews, on the 1-yard touchdown.
Just a very impressive power drive right there down the field. BG has got to respond here. That 2 points was big as well, because now you don't even have that point or 2 advantage that you had before. So big offensive drive here from BG. They need to get some good field position as well.
It's a short kick. It's going to take a couple of hops along the far side before it's bobbled inside the 10 by the freshman Jake Bowen. Trying to breakdance his way out of the situation.
Not going to happen.
And ultimately is tackled along the sideline at about the 9-yard line. So not the return that the Cardinals were hoping for here as they get the football. Just over 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. First possession since halftime for the Cardinals. Well, Braden Calkins, who has played well tonight, given credit for the special teams tackle there for the home team.
BG will start this drive.
Now they'll officially start, I guess, at their own 11-yard line. 1st and 10, and this one not going anywhere. Flaherty in the hole.
Well, that's the last thing you want if you're BG, is to get caught down your own end, kind of lose control of the football instead of catching it. That was a really good kick by Bedford to kind of bound it and buy time for their strikers to get down in the field.
And then only a 1-yard gain for the freshman Will Adams.
Limits the playbook, Nick. You're way down your own zone. You can't take the same kind of chances.
Football at the 12, 2nd down and 9. Bowen is going to spread them out now. 4 receivers, 3 left side. Checks the play sheet on his left wrist. Looks like they just called an audible.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Bedford with just 3 down linemen. They're going to rush 4. Bowen in trouble in the pocket. Bounces to his right. Is hit near the goal line and is driven down by Brennan Krause. sack for the senior. And a big play for Bedford. Nearly a safety there, but they're going to mark him out just shy of the 2-yard line. Mark him down somewhere between the 1 and the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
So 3rd and long on the way for Bishop Guertin.
Big mistake by Jake Bowen. Should have thrown the ball. He was on the right-hand side. Should have thrown it out of bounds. He was outside of the pocket. Had two receivers down in the 20 and 30 area, Nick. Could have thrown it out of bounds and saved a lot of yardage there. This really, really has hemmed them in. And if you're Bedford, you're liking what you're feeling right now.
Second sack tonight for the Bulldog defense. 3rd down and 20. Bowen is back under center at the 2-yard line. And BG going to play it safe with a dive play.
You know, it's one thing in the pros, Nick, you can kick a 60-yard field goal, and if you have a good cover, you can get them down. This in high school, when you're deep in your zone, Nick, you just don't have the ability to get those kind of kicks off. So Bedford's going to most likely very likely wind up certainly inside the 50-yard line in Cardinal territory, Nick. And if they get a run back, it could be even higher. What a 6-7 minute meaningful part of the game here for Bedford.
Yeah, 4 minutes
could
to
be
go.
A big swing.
Third quarter, the opening drive of this third quarter. Bedford took nearly 6 minutes off the clock, got a 1-yard touchdown in the end from quarterback Bennett
what
Matthews.
A kick.
Meanwhile, a great kick is right.
Wow.
Out of the end zone. It's fielded on the hop by Helton in his own territory. Makes his way to midfield.
Look at him slide.
And
wow.
What tripped up at about the 45-yard line after a 14-yard punt return.
Well, thank goodness for number 27.
Meanwhile, a flag comes out. Yeah, and you said it, Steve. Number 27. That's
Jackson
the sophomore Jackson Humphrey.
What
and
an open field tackle.
He's now up to 7 tackles unofficially tonight, including that one there on special teams. But again, a penalty marker came out well after the tackle was made.
It's a big penalty, Nick, because most likely it's going to be a 15-yarder. And if that's the case, one way or the other, it's a big penalty. It's going to change field position considerably. And if it's
a block in the back against
in the
Bedford.
back, yeah. So if you're BG, you couldn't expect any more from a field position standpoint to get out of that hole if you're BG. But the defensive line has been struggling against the offensive line the last pretty much all of this quarter and halfway through the second. They're going to have to step up and get some penetration. One of the things I noticed, Nick, is they're getting wrapped up and controlled by the Bedford offensive line. Bedford offensive line has got the grip, got the fit inside, staring these guys and not giving them an opportunity. Matter of fact, you can see some of the responses of the defensive linemen of BG trying to rip away from the guys because they're getting inside and underneath. They've got to stop that, and there are ways to do it, but you got to get violent and you got to get aggressive.
First and 10. Bedford, 4 receivers again, 3 right side, 4-man rush, toss, Helton right side. Plenty of room, cuts across midfield, he's hit at the 45 and slides down to about the 41-yard line.
This is downhill running by Bedford, and it's all starting. Watch the defensive penetration. It's just non-existent. They're getting caught up. Bedford's holding, and I mean that in a total compliment. They're getting inside, and they're getting you're grabbing the shoulder pads, and they're controlling these guys. And that's what happens when you don't get separation and you're getting beat by technique. Bedford, and I don't mean they're holding in the sense they're controlling, and they're doing a great job. This offensive line has been fantastic.
14 more for Helton on that carry. Tackle number 8 for Jordan Humphrey. Bedford on a 1st and 10. Call the quarterback's number. He goes up the middle, brings Humphrey for a ride with him down to the 32-yard line, a 9-yard pickup to set up 2nd and 1.
Tackle by Jackson Humphrey.
Humphrey with his 9th tackle tonight to lead all tacklers.
You know, when you're coaching and calling the offense, you need to know how to win, and you need to know the tools to get it done. Right now, Coach Zach Matthews understands that his offensive line is dominating, and he's play calling and sequencing plays to take advantage of that battle. And he's doing a great job just burning clock here. It's 2:27 and ticking.
Yeah. Bedford has had the football most of this third quarter. Cardinals only ran 3 plays. Matthews on a 2nd and 1 escapes the pocket, has the first down, and he's gone into the end zone for a 32-yard touchdown run. Bennett Matthews showing you what he can do with the legs. The future Duke Blue Devil in the end zone celebrating as Bedford takes a 2-score lead, 27-14.
If you look at it, there is not look at Bennett. Look at Bennett work off of that block. That's just two teammates that have done it in practice, done it since in youth. They've done it right on through, and the chemistry between these two players, when it really counts, is out of sight. Really, Nick. That's just great working off of your number one man's block.
Meanwhile, Todd with a gorgeous extra point right down the middle. 28-14 Bedford. And now Bishop Guertin
have to respond here.
In a serious situation here, down 2 scores on the road late in the third quarter.
Yeah, the defense is really under it right now, Nick. They really need a long rest. The problem is half of them go back on the field on offense, and that's where I said in the second quarter you can see this beginning to develop. They stood up to Bedford, actually had a lead at halftime. Think about that.
Right.
That's how good it was for BG. But you could see things starting to slide a little bit on the defensive front. Now the cornerbacks again are getting pushed back, and it's this is going to have to be an offensive rebound by BG. They got to score points, and they got to try to have the defense stand up and get the ball back. But 2 scores is a big margin the way Bedford's playing right now. But if you come back and get work something off here pretty quickly, you're within 1 score. You get a fumble or something like that, jar a ball loose.
Well, it's going to start here on special teams. Remember, they did not get a good return.
No, that was bad.
On the previous kick. Had to begin the drive at their own 11-yard line. This ball loose, ultimately scooped up by the Cardinals at their own 28, so better starting field position here, as in the end it was recovered by the junior Sam Folds.
That's just a good kick right there. I like it. And that
went hot, ended up through the legs of one of the up men, Kevin Isidorio. But again, in the end, it was Folds who falls on it for Bishop Guertin. So 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Still plenty of time here. Still over 2 minutes to go third quarter, but BG, they've got to get busy. 3 receivers set against a 4-man rush. They fake the handoff. Bowen to his right, looks, throws, and he's got a man.
Wow.
Catch made. Some running room along the sideline. A big gainer for Jake Bowen, the freshman. Just his 2nd catch tonight, but a big-time payoff there. A 36-yard pickup.
Cody Byer with a rundown tackle, an open field. Big play by Cody. I believe that Santos had him after, but I don't know. That was a big play right there.
37 officially.
And a bigger play for BG, changing field position.
Yeah, they needed a big spark.
They
get one. And now a 1st and 10. They go back to a running formation. They nearly give it right back. The ball on the ground.
Yeah.
Before Bowen has to fall on it. Actually ends up as a yard gain, 2nd and 9.
BG having a little problems here handling the ball. 2 kick returns, and the first snap coming off of this drive. I don't know if it's because the ball's getting a little harder and a little cold.
Well, again, the offense had that long halftime layoff.
Yeah.
Then just a three-play drive earlier in this third quarter. A couple of plays into this second drive. They hand off to Hudson Schmidt. Good north-south run there before he's tackled by Byer at about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, I had a nice block here. I believe it was number 77. Look at Nayland. Look at that block by Vincent Nayland. That is big time. Not only does he get him off the line of scrimmage and win that battle, he's able to turn him inside. This young man's a freshman. What a lineman he is now and going to be.
You go up the middle on 3rd down and 2, and this one is going to be close. First down marker resting at the 24-yard line.
Well, you're right, Nick. This is going to be no, that's going to be short.
Yeah. It's like 4th and inches coming up.
4th and inches. Big play of the game right here as this third quarter draws to a close.
Still 30 seconds, but should be enough time for one more here. Paul Gondreau with the tackle.
Makes it 4th down.
4th and inches. Cardinals had success in that first half on 4th down, 2 for 2.
Who ran that last ball, Nick?
That was Will Adams, the freshman.
I'm surprised they didn't go with Bowen on that. He's so strong and such an athlete. Bowen's been able to get them yardage when they need it. I was surprised they didn't go with him there.
That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. A big quarter for the home team. Bedford, they put 2 touchdowns on the board. They've got a 28-14 lead going into the fourth. But the Cardinals, with a key 4th down coming up, trying to stay alive when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Underway here in the fourth quarter on 4th down and inches. The Cardinals run a quarterback sneak with Nate Bowen, and it appears like he got enough for the first down, and they will move the sticks. So he needed about 6 inches. They give him 7, and he keeps the drive going. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you here in Bedford. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. BG with a 1-point halftime lead before things swung in Bedford's favor in the third quarter. The Boys with a couple of Bennett Matthews touchdowns. They've got a 28-14 lead now, but here come the Cardinals looking to re-enter the red zone. And on 1st and 10, they have another completion.
Well,
as that Bowen-to-Bowen connection hooks up for a modest gain there of about 4 yards.
He gets tremendous velocity, and he just nails it with location. And I thought, it looked to me, Nick, like he had a beat on it, but it was thrown so perfectly that he couldn't reach it. Could not throw that ball any better than Nathan Bowen did right there.
Gain of 3 officially. 2nd down and 7. Schmidt is the back. They hand to Schmidt. No, they fake to Schmidt. They keep it with Bowen. He's got the first down on a rollout before he's shoved out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Nice fake and run there. A 15-yard pickup on the ground for the quarterback.
Yeah, first quarter, Nick, it looked to me like Bowen has, he has good speed when he doesn't. But right now, if you look at the speed watch that slide right there. Yeah, he seems to be getting quicker as the game's gone on. He's just such a big key part of this.
First minute gone by, fourth quarter. Cardinals knocking on the door here. 1st and goal, trying to make it a 1-score game. Football at the 6-yard line. Right side run. Curran, second
what an effort.
Gets into the end zone for a BG touchdown. It looked like the play was dead in the hole, but the second effort made the difference there for Logan Curran. The 5'9 junior is in the end zone, and Bishop Guertin is back in the game, 28-20.
You're going to see it here. What he does, he keeps his feet. He puts his hand down. He stumbles over. Look at that. There's an athlete right there that's motivated and coordinated. That is a terrific, terrific effort. BG, if they get this extra point, has done what they had to do to stay in this game.
Bowen's kick up and good. 28-21, so the plot thickens here at Bulldog Stadium. Just over a minute gone by fourth quarter. It appeared a moment ago like Bedford was set to run away with this one. Think again as Bishop Guertin gets the answer on a Logan Curran 6-yard touchdown run. The extra point makes it a 7-point game again.
Good-looking drive. Nathan Bowen right at the center of that, running his football team and leading his football team. Offense has not been a problem for the BG Cardinals today, Nick. It really hasn't. And that speaks volumes about this football team. This is a potent offense, as is Bedford. And they have different styles. But defensively, if there's one thing that I've noticed is that, like we talked about, I won't bring it up again, is the defensive line has got to step up right now. That touchdown can do just that. It can motivate those guys to dig down deeper because my teammates need me. Offense is getting it done. We got to get it. Let's see if they can do it. Tall order. Because that Bedford offensive line has been getting stronger as the game goes on. But we got ourselves a game here.
Football on the tee at the 40, and it's a squib kick. Down the middle, scooped up at the 25, across the 30 goes LaPointe.
Too much.
Ends up over the 40 and up to the 44.
That was Teddy LaPointe.
Teddy LaPointe, second return tonight for the sophomore, and a good one at that.
That was made by Will Adams.
When a ball is bounding down like that slowly,
As they start this drive at their
your front line has got to get down there with it, and they weren't, and that gave them plenty of time to kind of recover that kind of awkward bounce that it had and get that much running room. You got to get downfield quick. If you're going to squib it, that front line's got to be there.
So Bedford, third drive of the second half. Cardinals going to crowd the offensive line on 1st and 10. Matthews to his left looks for some room.
Nice job right there.
He's tackled by Chimalecki and Faid, only 2 yards, maybe 3 downfield, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, nice job there by Bennett Matthews to still get 3 yards out of it.
Feliciano giving credit for the stop as well. Boy, these Cardinals defensively, Steve, as you mentioned, they've logged a lot of snaps tonight, particularly in this second half. Some of these individual players have had a handful of tackles. Fatigue, something to watch here for the final 10 minutes. As we get set for this 2nd and 7. It's a pitch right side. Helton around the corner. First down. For he spilled down at about the 42. Schmidt with the tackle, but not before another 12 yards for Brody Helton.
This guy's speed, Nick, it's just, I talk about it all the time, but I just see it, and I got to talk more about it. And that's kind of a side tackle right there. You got to take Brody square on. You got to stop him in his base with support coming afterwards to bring him down. He's just that good. And that there is that's what you call running downhill right there. And instead of getting a square tackle, he's beating you to the spot, and all you can do is get a glancing blow. And that's a sign that Brody's getting to a spot before the defense is.
1st and 10. Play fake.
Boy, I like that play call.
Throw. Durso in the flat. Breaks one tackle before Humphrey able to take him down from behind at about the 34-yard line. A 7-yard pickup through the air.
Well, I give the BG defense a lot of credit for being in the right spot there, reading their keys and following the play, because you get Durso with some open space. They still got 6-7 yards. That's no question there, Nick. But that could have been a touchdown with a team that doesn't read and react properly and isn't trained right.
Boy, Humphrey has been impressive tonight.
He has
10 tackles unofficially.
Really? Wow.
That last one was number 10.
And some of them real big open field stuff that's saving touchdowns.
2nd down. Left side, Helton through the hole, 25, and scratches out a few more after that, down to the 23-yard line along the sideline. 11 more for Helton.
Yep.
Just a night and day difference here, first half versus second half for Brody Helton.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's running downhill, and everything is a glancing blow, Nick. It's not. Look at Helton coming around the corner right here. Instead of being in front of him, what he's doing is he's kind of bringing his shoulder down from the side. Instead of actually having that contained there to turn Brody inside, he's beating everybody outside. And it's easier said than done to stop Brody. And no argument there, but it's the only way you can beat him.
Forced Rocco Roy to make the tackle out of the secondary. 1st and 10, Matthews left side, dancing away from everybody and into the end zone for the 3rd time tonight. A 23-yard touchdown run by Matthews, making it look easy. The coach's son extends the lead for Bedford. It's now 34-21.
Well, how about the play call, first of all, by handing off to Brody Helton and fakes it and pulls it out. This is when this duo works the best. It's a good football team they're playing here. Watch this. You have to give respect to this. Look at number 29. Look at number 27. All had to follow Brody Helton with the initial steps, and that's what creates the touchdown, is you get a step to the left, and when you get Bennett Matthews faking it, going to the other side, it's over on that play. Just a well-called offense right here. Using your assets and then decoying it off.
Matthews, 3 touchdown runs tonight, all coming after halftime. He's got a touchdown pass to his credit as well. As we get one last look at that 23-yard touchdown run. He's a 4-year starter, plays both ways.
Yeah.
And of course, he's a standout on the lacrosse field as well. He's got a lacrosse scholarship to his name, going to play for Coach Danowski at Duke University next year. But he has been as big of a part of this football program here at Bedford High as anybody over the last 4 years.
Calling his name over and over and over, year after year after year. And, as a freshman, he was an impact player even as a freshman in football. And that says a lot right there.
And again, played receiver his first 3 years here before taking over the QB spot in his final year. Bedford a 35-21 lead. 4 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. And not playing any games is Faid. He takes a knee.
I don't think that was Faid, was it?
It
number
was.
2.
Yep.
Dylan?
You got the
Yes,
wrong
it was.
roster.
Yep. Nope. I'm looking at the right. Ted, flip it over.
Faid sets him up at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
I'm surprised they have him up that far, Nick, why he's not back in the next line with such a good runner that he is.
He's had the ball in his hands tonight. 3 catches in that first half, 44 yards and a touchdown. But he's made an even bigger mark defensively for the Cardinals with 7 tackles out of the secondary. On first down, Bowen has to escape the pocket to his left, throws on the run, incomplete. Trying to find Fayed near the stick.
Did a good job just breaking out of that and extending the play. Had him open, but he wasn't in a position where he could really throw the ball because he was completely extended out to the left side. Watch right here. Good heading. Number 58 doing a good job on Connor Flaherty right there. That's not an easy task. Yeah, he just was going to his weak side.
Well, there's the marching band for Bedford. They've been at it all night. One of the few bands that'll actually play during the game.
Yeah.
During the action. They don't stop. They don't take a break. They perform at halftime as well.
Timberlane is a great band to
there's several others for sure that are
Portsmouth
that are in that top tier, but Bedford about as good as anybody when it comes to comes to the marching band and the music they play on Friday nights.
Played it right from the get-go for the national anthem right through. They've been tight all night long. All right, BG here, Nick, 7:50. Got to make it happen to give yourself a chance. Can't give the ball back to Bedford here.
2nd down and 10.
If you're BG.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers, 4 to the left. 4-man rush, a quick throw, a catch near the stick. It's Rocco Roy who fights his way to midfield before Santos and company finally force the officials to blow the whistle.
Yeah, those are the kind of got an injured. Well, nope. I thought Brody was on the field there. Looks like he's a little shaken up there.
3rd catch tonight for Roy the junior. It's a 14-yard pickup.
Kind of limping back to his position there on defense.
You can see the gang tackle effort. Santos in the mix for Bedford.
Well, those are the kind of chunks that BG's got to get to move this ball down the field. Trying to double wing it, and when you're down 2 touchdowns and just trying to run it, just burning too much off the clock.
1st and 10 from midfield. Nearly 5 minutes gone by, 4th quarter. Cardinals hoping for points here, trying to make it a 1-score game again. Bowen going to cock back and fire down the field.
Oh!
Roy almost able to pull it in over the shoulder, but it's incomplete. Would have been a big play for Bishop Guertin. Instead, second down coming.
What a pass by Nathan Bowen right there, Nick. That looked to me like he threw it to the spot.
And Roy, who had the step,
Yep.
nearly made a Willie Mays type of grab there, but
Yep.
just too much to ask. Incomplete, now a 2nd and 10.
That's a tough catch to make.
Football still at midfield. Just over 7 minutes remaining on the fourth quarter clock. Bowen, why not? Let's do it again. Deep to Jake Bowen. Catch made at the 15. He's tackled inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. A 41-yard pass there.
I mean, if you're gonna offense is gonna carry you in the game, BG's offense, Nick, is for real. They are lethal, and this is a very, very good Bedford defense, well coached, but they are finding open space. And that offensive line, give them credit, is giving Bowen a pocket to throw it out of, and he's making the best of it.
That's the longest play from scrimmage for Bishop Guertin tonight. A 41-yard hookup, Bowen to Bowen. Now a toss play on first down and 10 from the 10, or is it first and goal? It's first and goal.
I don't know, Nick.
That's going to turn into second and goal very quickly as the tackle is made after Feliciano fights down to the 7-yard line.
Double wing just hasn't worked tonight, Nick. You're going to burn another 30 seconds off the clock. You got a passing game that Bedford has not been able to stop, Nick, pretty much all night. I'm surprised they're not sticking with at least roll out, extend plays.
Curran was actually the ball carrier, and now we get another short run that's stopped in the hole.
Don't get it. Your offensive line, Nick, is not blocking long enough for just a quick hit to the hole. Now you're going to do a counter? You're losing. I don't get that. That just takes forever to get through the hole. Now we're down to, we started this off at 6:50. We're down to 5:38 with 2 plays and counting. Haven't even snapped it. I do not understand those last 2 play calls.
Third down and goal from the 8-yard line. Cardinals will spread them out, 2 receivers each side. The running back is Schmidt. Bedford with 4 down linemen, make it 5 as they show blitz. They're going to rush 5. Rolling out right, Bowen throws and incomplete. Trying to find, I believe it was Feliciano. No, it was Roy, the intended target, near the goal line, but incomplete. And now 4th down coming. Cardinals are 3 for 3 tonight on 4th down, but they need it here with the football at the 8-yard line. And what do we have? A timeout. Down on the field, timeout, Bishop Guertin. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that you deserve. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By TKQB Academy. Be the best QB that you can be. Call Trevor Knight at 603-732-7194 or reach out on Instagram at TKQBA. By Accurate Tree Service, because you only get one chance to take a tree down right. Visit AccurateTree.com for a free estimate. And finally, by Jewett Construction, building relationships on and off the field since 1972. Planning, architecture, construction management. Come join us to build something great at JewettConstruction.com. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. 4th down and goal. Bowen throws into the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Rocco Roy. Second grab tonight that ends in a score. BG is back within 1 score at 35-27. 5 minutes and change remaining fourth quarter.
This is as good as a passing attack, Nick, as I've seen all year by the BG Cardinals, Nick. They've scored 27. If they get the extra point, it'll be 28. 4 touchdowns, drives with passing. You know, they had to do it on 4th down. I mean, you talk about...
They've done it on 4th down tonight, 4 for 4.
4 for 4.
Including right there, the 8-yard touchdown pass. They're back in the game. 35-27 becomes 35-28 with the extra point. 7-point margin, 5:13 to go. Bishop Guertin 2 timeouts.
Lost a crucial 67 seconds, Nick, by running the ball twice with delay plays that took too long and they got no yardage on it. Let's see if that minute 13, minute 10, minute 5, whatever it was, matters in this game. If they had that minute back on the clock and they scored then, now you don't even really have to do a onside kick. At 5:13, you could go either way. My guess is they're going to kick it, and they're going to dig in with their defense with 5:13.
Yeah.
But that minute, there was a lot of time lost on that. This passing offense attack by BG against the Bedford Bulldogs tells you everything you need to know about this offensive group.
Yeah, Nate Bowen has had a night. Hooked up with Sam Fayed to get the Cardinals on the board early in the second quarter. And then in this fourth quarter, he's come alive as well. A 23-yard, an 8-yard hookup. 28-yard to Rocco Roy in the second quarter. 8 yards there a moment ago. Curran scored the fourth BG touchdown on the ground. So 3 touchdown passes tonight for the junior Nate Bowen.
Nobody has scored 28 points. Nobody against Bedford and the game's not over yet.
Here's a high rainbow kick that's going to be caught at the 26-yard line. To his left goes the returner, Jacob DeJesus, and he's over the 40. Or right near the 40. See where they spot it. Either way, a good return by DeJesus up to the 38 officially.
Yeah, I mean, when you kick it that deep, you almost could have done an onside kick. Even if you lose it, it doesn't really matter that much. But you got to be able to kick the ball deeper than that, Nick, in over to the corner or whatever. That a kick that's just 15, 20 yards down the line isn't the best situation for BG.
Unless you were hoping for arc and then a drop out of the night sky can
then
be
the
tricky
front line's got to get down there into that zone. They got to be racing down there on the kick.
Right.
That's just not happening.
Either way, it's all set for Bedford to go 1st and 10 from their own 38. A left side run for Helton.
Defensive play.
Yeah, they swarm the zone. Chimalecki is there, as is Bishop Kearns, who's had a good game tonight as well.
Bedford, Nick, offensively, has got to be careful not to get too conservative and then wind up kicking the ball away here.
Right. Just a 3-yard gain there for Helton.
Just a 3-yard gain. A nice containment again by
Chimalecki. He's been on that edge. Yeah, he's got a handful of tackles tonight. And you can see he's getting vocal down there in the defensive huddle ahead of this 2nd and 7.
Chimalecki overall has done a great job other than the third quarter. The whole team struggled in the third quarter defensively, but that's just great containment.
Meanwhile, the clock's starting to become a factor here as we tick down towards 4 minutes. On 2nd down, it's back to Helton. Right side, turns the corner, runs a man over at the 45, and dashes up to the 46-yard line. Tough tackle there by Logan Curran.
Well, you're going to look here, Nick, and you're going to see one-on-one matchups. The offensive line is winning the matchups. Look at you got a seal block, 2 seal blocks, and a kick out by number 2, and that's what happens right there. And Brody is able to get closer to the. I think this is going to be really interesting if they get 4th and 1. What Coach Matthews does.
Inside of 4 minutes now, 3rd down and 3.
My guess is with a lead, they'll go for it.
Bedford stays in the pistol. Helton is the tail. 6 defensive linemen here for BG. Handoff. Helton left side gets to the hole. 1st down and more. Foot race at the 40. Makes a move outside to the 35 and ends up at the 34-yard line. A 21-yard pickup and a 1st down for Bedford.
Well, Brody Helton knows how important that run was, Nick, because now you're down deep in the territory. I would say Bedford's good at probably around the 18-20-yard line. They could kick it on 4th down, but I don't think that's what they're thinking right now. I think they're looking to bring it in, but that field position changes things a great deal. And again, if you look at 5-14, when you have a running offense and get it done like Bedford, that just doesn't leave you enough time to come back, and Bedford's just going to sit here and burn it. You can't blame them for that. 2 timeouts left for BG, 3 timeouts left for Coach Matthews.
Right. So the question is, when do the Cardinal staff
start burning them?
We're inside of 3 minutes. 1st down. Matthews run right side, reverses direction inside the 30, and lowers the shoulder down to about the 26-yard line. Another 7-yard pickup for the Bedford QB.
drive by Jackson.
So remember we were talking a little bit ago, I was concerned about 5 minutes and 13 seconds left when you're kicking it, but a lot of this is set up by a kick that just put Bedford, you want to pin them back deep. Whatever you got to do, if you're going to kick it, pin them back deep, and if you can, and that puts a situation where Zach Matthews got to be careful with his playbook a little more.
Right.
They started at the 40-yard line, 44-yard line, Nick, just too much. So we'll see what they can do here.
A short punt or kick return set the drive up, which actually began officially at the 38. 1st and 10, clock ticking down towards 2 minutes. Helton with a big hole left side. Tackled around the legs by Humphreys, his 12th stop tonight, but not before Helton moves the sticks for Bedford with another first down on a 7-yard carry.
And let's just not forget about Matthew Ben's work, number 62. We just saw that right there. You know, I talk a lot about Connor Flaherty, and he deserves it. But Ben has played a fantastic game tonight as well. Watch this penetration, number 62. Great job. Cleans him out. And then doesn't stop blocking all the way to where the tackle is.
Yeah, that whole
group, a la Will Campbell.
That whole group up front, perhaps led by Flaherty, but certainly including other notable names, including Braden Calkins, who has played a good two-way game tonight for the Bulldogs.
Bedford's
and you mentioned Ben as well, getting some love on the interior part of that Bedford line.
Bedford was beaten the whole first quarter with their offensive line. They were controlled. But they've never looked back since.
Alex Bissonette.
And they stepped up.
Another veteran senior up front. He's done some nice things this season for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, timeout is going to be called here by Bedford. Comes with 1:23 remaining. Something not quite right with the Bulldog offense there. And Coach Matthews going to burn his first timeout.
I don't blame him a bit. What you do, you go in there, you talk to him, okay, this is the play. Ball security, ball security, ball security, and then if all else fails, ball security. He's telling his guys that the one thing that you can lose this game on or be in a situation to go overtime would be if you fumble the ball. And so he has that opportunity, has the opportunity for the defense to get everybody lined up, look for certain things, make sure that his defensive backfield and safety core is in position. Nobody gets behind you. Everybody's in front of you. Just go right down the laundry list of items, and I like the timeout by Coach Matthews. Give his offense an opportunity to get a little rest, get a little hydrated, and go from there. It's just a smart timeout.
This was a game Bedford trailed at halftime. It was 14-13 BG. We had a scoreless first quarter, and then a lopsided third quarter turned into Bedford's advantage. Matthews a couple of touchdown runs, and here in the fourth quarter, the Cardinals have made it interesting. Bowen a moment ago. Bowen, the junior quarterback, threw his third touchdown tonight to make it a one-score game again. Helton with a toss left side coming out of the timeout. More downhill running and more production for the rushing game as Helton ends up inside the 13-yard line. Humphrey, another timeout, another 6-yard pickup for Helton.
Well, let's take a look.
And now Bishop Guertin is going to use their second timeout.
Let's look at that play call. Love that play call. Why is that? You get Brody Helton one-on-one with defensive backs. Now look at that. You get him out in open space. You beat him so nobody can contain him, and he just bulls his way. And you've just got such trust in the way this guy carries the ball. He does not cough the ball up very often, Nick.
He was contained in that first half. Had just 6 carries for 25 yards. He did manage to scratch out a touchdown, but this second half has been a completely different story. Back over the 100-yard mark again. Remember, Steve, he ran for over 800 yards through the first 6 games of the season.
Yeah, I would say the first quarter and a half. You could see things changing in the with 6 minutes left, 5:50 left in the second quarter, where they really started changing. They came out with that drive and just bowled it down the field. And but to your point, Nick, as far as Brody, to your point, he was held to 25, 28 yards, no question. But Matthews got a lot of yardage there. And, of course, he had some beautiful darts down the field to score.
Yeah, Helton again, unofficially 25 yards in that first half, 127 since halftime. Here's Matthews, right side, and tackled for the 14th time tonight by the sophomore Jackson Humphrey.
Tackled by Jackson.
And that will force Bishop Guertin to use their final timeout. It's a first down for Bedford at the 8-yard line. First and goal coming up. And Bishop Guertin again now out of timeouts with 1:10 remaining. Reminder, after the game, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis. This time, Steve, I promise we'll get to those out-of-town scores. There's a couple of interesting ones of note here. Week number 7 statewide. We'll get to that.
That does not surprise me.
Plus, we'll touch on tomorrow's broadcast as well. An undefeated versus undefeated in Division II. Souhegan at Plymouth. Tomorrow at 1. We'll be there in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Looking for a beautiful ride up north there. Probably a little late, a little gone by, but it's always a beautiful ride. And, boy, what a place to go do a football game. Plymouth, They have a great venue up there, and the spirit in the stands, just that have that hillside, everybody sits down. Looking forward to that game. Talked to Coach Boquette last night on our Gridiron program. Had him for about 20 minutes there, and you can tell he's amped up, ready to go for that game.
Yeah, Souhegan has been impressive. Meanwhile, a classy move here.
Nothing but it.
From Coach Matthews. He's going to have his son take a knee. Bedford very easily could go for their 6th touchdown of the night. Instead, going to show some mercy and take the knee here. Cardinals, it's going to be their 2nd straight loss, but nonetheless, Steve, I think they raised some eyebrows tonight. Battling Bedford, leading them at halftime, and ultimately going to fall here 35-28, but still an impressive showing on the road by Bishop
question,
Guertin.
Nick. I don't know if I'd call that mercy. I would call that BG's out of timeouts. You can run the clock out and not have to run a play and fumble. So, to me, but it is a classy move. No argument there. Okay. And really enjoyed that last time we were here, Nick, those fireworks.
Call it what you want. It's a Bedford win. 35-28 is the final. And Bishop Guertin, they're going to slip to 5-2. Bedford will improve to 7-0. Big second half for the big combination of Brody Helton and Bennett Matthews as they carry the offense to a victory. But again, a lot of positive things to take away if you're Coach Nalen and company. Coming up, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, a Week 7 scoreboard, and a preview of Souhegan at Plymouth. All that coming up next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Maybe it's leaning too close to your home. Maybe it's not healthy. Or maybe you just don't like it there. No matter what the reason is, if you need tree work or pruning, call Accurate Tree Service. They have the right equipment and expertise to properly diagnose, treat, or remove trees, no matter how difficult the terrain. Perhaps simple, careful pruning by our certified arborist is all you need to manage your trees and shrubs. When it comes to your tree care, contact the full-service tree care experts today, Accurate Tree Service, because you only get one chance to take a tree down right.
Are you a quarterback who is ready to take your game to the next level? Well, then it's time to join TKQB Academy. Founded by former UNH standout Trevor Knight, TKQB Academy has worked with student athletes from around New England, helping young quarterbacks to reach their full potential. TKQB Academy offers one-on-one and group sessions that will help you instantly improve your accuracy, timing, mechanics, and footwork. So be the best QB you can be at TKQB Academy. Call 603-732-7194 or reach out on Instagram at TKQBA. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include discount tickets, cards, and calendar raffles to hundreds of local merchants throughout the New England area. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, 35-28 is our final score as Bedford stays undefeated. The Bulldogs improve to 7-0. Bishop Guertin, they suffer their second straight defeat and slip to 5-2. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance got off to a bit of a slow start from an offensive perspective. We had a scoreless first quarter. That was before BG came alive early in the second. Nate Bowen hooks up with Sam Faid, a 27-yard touchdown pass. First of 3 touchdown tosses tonight by the Bishop Guertin Jr. quarterback. 7-0 Cardinals at that point. Ensuing drive, Bedford gets the answer they wanted. Bennett Matthews to Dylan Belair. 19-yard touchdown toss, 7-7. BG goes right back down the field. Just before halftime, Bowen to Rocco Roy, 28-yard connection, 14-7 BG. Just over 2 minutes to go before the break, but it's all Bedford needed. So they go right back down the field themselves, and they cap off the drive with a 2-yard Brody Helton touchdown run. 14-13, extra point missed, and that was our score at halftime. Cardinals with a 1-point lead on the road, but third quarter, different story. Bedford got the ball first. They eat up nearly 6 minutes. They get the ball back into the hands of Bennett Matthews, a 1-yard touchdown run for Matthews, and then kept it with the QB for the 2-point try, 21-14, about midway through that third quarter. Bedford then forces a 3-and-out, short punt, short field, and a short time later, Matthews is back in the end zone, a 32-yard touchdown, 28-14 Bedford going into the fourth quarter. Cardinals weren't done, though. Logan Curran scratched out a tough 6-yard touchdown run to bring the Cardinals back within 7, 28-21. But Matthews pads the lead and the stats for Bedford, a 23-yard touchdown run. As Matthews finishes the game with 13 carries for 118 yards and 3 TDs. Cardinals, they go down swinging, as we mentioned. Another touchdown just outside the 5-minute mark. Bowen to Roy for the second time. It was on a 4th down, a 4th and goal from the 8-yard line. 8-yard TD there. Second grab tonight for Roy, 35-28. But then Bedford, they're going to possess the ball for the final 5 minutes. They go down into the red zone. They force the Cardinals to use their remaining timeouts and ultimately take a knee and kill the last minute or so off the clock to secure a 35-28 lead. Big second half for Brody Helton. Didn't mention his name in the recap there after halftime, but 127 of his 152 yards tonight came in quarters 3 and 4 to help melt this thing down for Bedford, as Coach Matthews has his group unbeaten again through 7 weeks.
Well, if you look at 118 yards for Matthews and then you look at 150-something, I would have said, you give me those two numbers, I'd tell you Bedford wins. But it's what happens behind, in between, was the offensive line of Bedford on individual and collective matchups all the way from the halfway through the second quarter through the end of the game, won the battle, took over the game. Yeah. The BG, I grant BG a tremendous effort in the quarter and a half, but after a while, you just don't have the depth to be able to stand up to that Bedford offensive line, and that, to me, was a difference maker. And there was one other difference maker when you look at the whole game retroactively, and it's a special teams play of BG was not up to par what it needed to be, Nick, in order to give them the best opportunity. There were dropped kickoff returns. There was very weak. There was one kickoff directly to one of the best players on the field, and Durso. That was a mistake. And then you had, like I just said, you had the kickoffs were no more than you might as well just kick an onside kick if you're going to do that to stop them in their place, and the front line just not getting down there quick enough. So I say Bedford played better special teams play, and their offensive line dominated the game. Do not let your heart be troubled if you're a BG fan. This team That passing offense is as good as any passing offense I've seen all year long, and I don't see it going away. There's just too many assets and too much talent that Bowen has at the quarterback position with his 3 major receivers that he uses, and that offensive line gave him the kind of pocket that he needed to throw from.
Right.
So if you're BG, you just played the top 1 or 2 team in the whole league. A lot of people feel they're number 1, believe they're number 1 in the power poll, and look at what BG did tonight. They were in this game and they fought back in the third quarter the best they could. The defensive line just could not you could see fatigue kicking in.
Yeah.
They were getting pushed down the field, just kick out blocks, winning the game. Then the defensive secondary began to start catching runners and glancing tackles rather than head on, and that's the difference in the game.
You see
Great game tonight.
Some of the Bedford and BG seniors down there, friends off the field as we talked
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Rivalry that goes back several years across several sports. Some
2 great
final
teams.
numbers for the Cardinals. How about Nate Bowen, as you mentioned? That passing a game was impressive tonight. 11 completions, 186 yards, and 3 TDs. And then on defense, there's a budding star here. Sophomore linebacker Jackson Humphrey, 14 tackles.
Wow.
Unofficially, I may have shortchanged him, if anything, but at least
And so
14
much tackling support that he gave. They're
Right.
not getting awarded the tackle, but he was everywhere tonight. Open field, close in. He did it all.
All right, Steve, your favorite part of the broadcast, the out-of-town scoreboard. And we will begin in Division I. How about a back and forth between Alvord and Timberlane? Alvord looking for,
That's a little
Steve,
surprising.
is that their first or would be
Yeah.
their
I
first
believe
win?
so.
Yeah, no, they're 1-5 coming in, so they're looking for win number 2.
Who do they
right
beat?
now they are holding a 1-point lead over Timberlane, 23-22. With 6 minutes to go in the fourth. So Alvern putting the Owls on upset alert. Out-of-town battle tonight for Winnicott against Bangor, Maine. They go up to Bangor, and they get it done. 14-7 is the final there. A good win for the Warriors.
Big one.
Even though it doesn't count towards the standings, but nonetheless a victory. And then Exeter, they double up on Spalding. 28-13 final there. Bill Ball gets another win for his club.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Salem looking good against Londonderry. 27-14 inside of 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter there. So the Blue Devils looking to scratch out another victory. How about Concord all over Goffstown? 34-7.
Yep.
Start of the fourth quarter there. Crimson Tide looking for their third victory. Only halftime on the Seacoast. Merrimack a 1-point lead over Dover. 14-13. Still a lot of football to go there, obviously. All right, Pinkerton challenging themselves against Andover
I saw
tonight.
that. Yeah.
And right now
That one I peeked at.
on the losing end of a 20-14 score
Still,
with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter.
But they just scored, so
Astros down
We'll see.
6 late in the third.
Andover's a great, solid football program.
How about this one, Steve? This may raise your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Manchester Memorial 39, Nashua South 20.
Yeah.
With 6 minutes to go in the fourth.
Well, I said that on Gridiron. Watch out for Memorial coming off after that loss because they're on fire right now. That is. I mean, you just never know, and that's why the playoffs are going to be something else.
And again, South had a 4-game win streak going into this one.
Yep.
But need a miracle with 7 minutes to go, down 19.
Any
Memorial
given week.
Over South 39-20. Plymouth over North by a point. Still about 8 minutes to go there. 21-20 in favor of the Clippers over the Titans. And both those teams, of course, are fighting for a playoff berth. So that's our D1 scores. D2, Pelham 13, Trinity 10, start of the fourth quarter. Pelham, of course, as we know, undefeated. Trinity only one loss in D2. So 12 minutes to go there. Pelham by a field goal, 13-10 over Trinity. And West with a lead late in the third quarter over Kingswood, 14-6, as the Blue Knights look to improve to 5-2. Steve, your final thoughts on what we saw here tonight, 35-28.
What I saw a 6-0 team and I saw a 5-1 team, and I have the same amount of respect for both teams that I did before they even started, which is ample and much. They are two good football teams. They're gonna hash it out. I think that if these teams play again, I know that both teams will do some things, many things the same, but they'll do some different things after this matchup and review film.
Right.
Bedford's going to have to boost up its defensive secondary against this great Bowen attack. BG's going to have to do something with platooning linemen or something to give these guys a break, but that's a tall order. Great football teams having great years. These are playoff contenders, top-of-the-line teams, and very proud of both of them. Nobody was giving up or anything. It just BG just gave out a little bit. They did not give up, and proud of both teams tonight and the way they played. I just love both programs. They give us high-level football to watch, tackling, blocking, everything. It's just two great teams.
Fun game to watch tonight for
two
sure.
Great schools.
35-28, a Bedford win.
I also want to say Bedford band tonight, wow.
Bang-up job.
Bang-up job.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun listening to them.
I want to thank Corey Parker, the
Yes.
athletic director here at Bedford High, for rolling out the red carpet, as he always does. I want to thank Bill Jennings, the rest of the BCTV staff for sharing the space. Always good to catch up with Bill and company. And, of course, our sponsors that bring the whole thing to you, which includes Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, Accurate Tree Service, Jewett Construction, and TK QB Academy. Reminder, join us tomorrow. We're on the air, 12:45, ahead of the 1 o'clock kick. Sauhegan at Plymouth in a big battle between two undefeated teams in Division II. Again, it's Sauhegan at Plymouth tomorrow night at 1 o'clock. For our dual camera operators, Kristen Beals, Matt Beals, phenomenal job as usual. And, of course, for the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. For executive producer, Steve Beals, my name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time, Bedford 35, Bishop Guertin 28. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.